Hello, welcome friends to CNS Viewpoint. And this season 2 of CNS Viewpoint, we will be discussing an important publication in um, the International Journal of International AIDS Society. And this research was on that there are weight gain concerns which are hovering around the preferred antiretroviral medicine, which is dolutegravir. So weight gain related diseases threaten to reduce the benefits of antiretroviral therapy. On one hand, we are trying to ensure that the people receive antiretroviral therapy, remain virally suppressed, and enjoy a fulfilling normal life. But on the other hand, if there are weight gain, then it could trigger metabolic diseases like non-communicable diseases such as heart diseases, stroke, diabetes, cancers, chronic respiratory diseases, among others. And of course, it's also connected to infectious diseases such as tuberculosis and COVID-19. So let me tell you more about this study. That first of all, dolutegravir is a very good preferred choice of antiretroviral medicine, and it is that is why WHO, World Health Organization, the UN Health Agency, had endorsed dolutegravir drug as part of the first-line regimen of antiretroviral therapy in 2018, and due to a range of reasons. So it suppresses viral load very quickly, it is very well tolerated, it shows fewer side effects and fewer drug-drug interactions, and has a higher genetic barrier to developing drug resistance, which is really good. If we compare it to efavirenz, which is another antiretroviral medicine, which has almost got replaced because of dolutegravir. So, and also dolutegravir is required in small doses, which is great, and that is why fixed dose combinations became possible, and these are much more user friendly, where we combine 3 medicines in one antiretroviral pill. So friends, this study by Allahna L Esber, which was published in the International AIDS Society Journal, shows that people living with HIV who switched to the dolutegravir based antiretroviral regimen of tenofovir, lamivudine, and dolutegravir had an average weight gain of 0.68 kg more than those who did not switch to the new regimen. So they also had an average change in body mass index of 0.24 kg per meter square, more than those who did not transition to the new regimen. This study looks at data of the African cohort study, AFRICOS, for 8 years, from January 2013 to December 2020. It's a very long period. So AFRICOS study was done in 4 African countries: Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, and enrolled 3,556 people, out of which about 2,950 were living with HIV. So, among other things, they recorded data such as body weight, height. Um, um, of course, they calculated the body mass index, the waist to hip ratio, for instance, and among others things. So, every 6 months. So this was very important data, like the weight, height, body mass index, waist to hip ratio, etc. Every 6 months for so many people, among which there were people living with HIV as well as not living with HIV. So there are very wide range of cohort in 4 countries. However, among people living with HIV, about half of them came from in this study came from um, um, Kenyan sites. There were 2 Kenyan sites. So the study published in the Journal of International AIDS Society looks at the data of about 2,918 people PLHIV, and among whom about 1,433 people had switched to dolutegravir based regimen, which is TLD, tenofovir, lamivudine, and dolutegravir when it became available in 2018. And about a similar number, 1,485, did not switch, so they continued with their old regimens. And and after 1 year of switching to the new regimen, study participants showed an average weight gain of 1.46 kg per year, as compared to 0.35 kg per year before the switch, an increase of 400%. That's quite an increase. And in the second year of the new regimen, the average annual change of weight was almost the same, slightly less, at 1.36 kg. this study does not was only followed them for 2 years, so we of course need more research to know more what happens after that. How, now in this subset of PLHIV who had switched to the new regimen and who were virally suppressed, this study observes that they gained more weight. The weight gain was more high, higher than those who were not virally suppressed. So the people who were virally suppressed, they gained 6 times more average weight. Compared to 4 times as an average for all the PLHIV who had switched to dolutegravir based regimen. So so the virally suppressed ones gained 6 times more in the first year, and 12 times more in the second year, which is really very alarming. And the study data also shows that at the time of regimen switch, nearly 50% of those who did not switch to the new regimen and 30% of those who made the switch had a high viral load of more than 1000 copies per ml, implying that they might not be responding to the treatment. Overall, among all the people living with HIV in this study, irrespective of the fact whether they made the switch or not, regimen switch or not, 38% had a high viral load, 38% had a high viral load of more than 1000 copies per ml, and 66% had a CD4 count less than 500 at the time of when the regimen switch took place. Such a large proportion of people with high viral load and low CD4 is a matter of great concern. Evidently, HIV programs need to ensure that all people living with HIV, of course, are not only, they must receive the life-saving ART, but we also have to make sure that they are responding to it. So friends, it is noteworthy that at the time of transition to the dolutegravir based regimen, among the 2950 people living with HIV, including those who did not switch to the new regimen, the median body mass index was 22.5 kg per meter square, and as we know, healthy BMI range is 18.5 to 24.9. So, and median weight was 62.6, but a significant proportion of those who switched to the new regimen had a BMI greater than 24.9 at the time of switching. So they were already, basically overweight. Also, BMI in those who switched to the new regimen varied by sex significantly. The number of females who had BMI more than 25 was 2.5 times more than males. So the study results show that half of the participants had gained weight 1 year after switching to the new regimen with the BMI over 25. But the other half did not gain weight, which is a matter of further research, suggest the study authors. After 1 year of regimen switch, people who made the switch had an average change of BMI of 0.24 kg per meter square, greater than those who did not switch. However, among those who had made the switch, the change in BMI after 1 year was 2.36 times more in females than in males. More than 1/3 of those who gained weight after 1 year of new regimen were already overweight at the time of regimen switch. This study found that 37% of those who gained weight 1 year after switching had a BMI of more than 25 at the time of switching to the new regimen. It is interesting to note, friends, that in this study, the number of females who did not switch to the new regimen was more than double than that of males who did not switch. But among those who had switched to the new regimen, the number of males and females was almost the same. This study observed that the people only till 2020, just 2 years into the regimen switch of dolutegravir based regimen DLD. So we definitely need more research to know if there is any further weight gain in subsequent years, and that is why study authors rightly caution that it will be important to monitor for continued weight gain among men and women beyond the first 2 years after TLD switch, which could predispose to potential downstream metabolic effects. Morbidity linked to dolutegravir will need to be further investigated, particularly in older age groups at risk for multiple non-communicable diseases. So there is no doubt, friends, that dolutegravir is a valued and preferred antiretroviral medicine, but weight gain associated with it is of course very alarming. We definitely need more research to inform policy. We also need continued and more rigorous monitoring of weight change and any possible impact it may have on increasing the risk of communicable like COVID-19 or TB, and non-communicable diseases like diabetes, etc., which are associated with obesity. So with these words, I will conclude today's CNS Viewpoint, and we will be back again tomorrow at the same time with thoughts and views and perspectives on something that made us think. Thank you. Bye till then.